protecting Main Street from Wall Street. It's time for Money Unleashed with Eric Johnson and Kyle Allyn.
You have to have a plan where you know if the market's going to go up, what happens next. And you also have to have a plan where if it doesn't go the way you think, you know what you're going to do.
It's time to put you back in control of your money.
I'm not trying to predict the weather, which is kind of what we're talking about, right? It's predicting the stock market. I'm trying to build a better boat.
This is Money Unleashed with Eric Johnson and Kyle Allyn.
Welcome to Money Unleashed. I'm Eric Johnson. Joining me as always is Mr. Kyle Allyn. We are the vice presidents of Hoffman Financial Group, proud partners of the Georgia Bulldogs. Go Dogs. We've been attacking all the hot topics of what's going on financially in this world right now. And Kyle, we're not done yet. Henry. Who is Henry? Tell me who Henry is.
Henry. So the Wall Street Journal had an article, and it talked about Henry. Henry is a high earner, not rich yet.
So that's an acronym.
It's an acronym.
I love this one.
The
this
Henry.
Is fantastic. Henry.
Yeah, so it made me laugh when I saw it, and it actually gave an example. This lady, her name was April Little. She's making $300,000 a year. She's 38 years old, but she has $90,000 in college debt. She is yet to purchase a home, which I thought was kind of wild.
Yeah.
And her husband is taking care of the kids, and their family is saying, wow, we could have never imagined making $100,000. Mm-hmm. Yet here we are making $300,000 as a family.
And it's still tough.
And it's tough.
Yeah, man.
So one of the things that I was looking at, 15% of U.S. households bring in $200,000. And I'm a kid from a small town, so when I think about that, that's amazing. As a young man, when I thought about somebody making $100,000, and for a lot of listeners who are in the baby boomer generation, you think about making $100,000.
Yeah, if you're Gen X and you thought $100,000, you're like, man, I am there.
I'm there.
That's right.
Everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are the Henrys. They're like, I thought this would be enough. I thought I would be good. And I think this is part of the reason that financial advisors are so important, because the world is always changing.
It's true.
You know, to you and I, we look at inflation as a normal thing. For a lot of people, they don't really understand that word. They associate inflation with cost of living changes and cost of pricing changes. So they don't even realize that when the government is saying that inflation is back to normal, they're not really talking about the fact that it went back down. The prices went to where they were before, right? Like, I'll ask you a funny question.
CPI, for instance, I mean, that does not include food or gas. And those are the two things that move around the most. So it's like cost of services, got it, but you're still going to the grocery store dropping $300 a week on a very small amount of food.
That's right. So here you are doing what you thought you never could, expanding your life, getting this amazing paycheck, and you're not able to get it done. So one of the things that we help clients with is your income. And so specifically on our website, we have a button that says replace your paycheck. So if a client wants to do this, right, if they feel like a Henry, they feel like they've given it everything they've got, they're starting to get towards retirement, what is it that they need to do to make sure that they can replace their paycheck, clear that W-2?
The first thing you want to do, and this is not the sexy answer, but it's savings, right? Savings is the cornerstone of developing wealth. I come from a smaller town down in South Florida too, just north of West Palm Beach. And I have a lot of friends of mine. They're like, hey, I'm actually making good money. And, they're making $100,000. They ask me, Eric, how'd you do it? I'm like, all right, bud. Well, hey, how much can you save every month? And I could hear the eye roll over the phone. Like, oh, saving money. I'm like, hey, man, like, the hardest part is getting that first $100,000. And I explained to him why that is. Well, because it's the laws of large numbers. 1% of $100,000 it's a good bit of money. So if you're saving and then all of a sudden you have a portfolio that's, over $100,000 and you're making 1%, it's mystical how quickly a $250,000 pops up. On the same note, if that $250,000's making 1% or 2% a week, then it's crazy how $500,000 pops up. And I would argue for people getting ready to retirement, that first million's the hardest. Getting that first million's the hardest thing to do. So it's about making sure that you are doing the proper things. And if you have the blessing of a 401k or a 403b or a 457 or any sort of employment savings plan, you need to be taking advantage of that. Okay, that's step one. Step two is you need to figure out what the match is. So you're at least putting enough money in to get the match. It's free money. You don't want to step over that. The third thing is you need to figure out what you're investing inside your 401k, and not just what you're investing in, but what type of money. A lot of these 401ks now, Kyle, have a Roth component to it, which means you pay your taxes as the money goes in, and then when you take it out, Uncle Sam gets none of it.
That's right.
Right? So you want to make sure that you're saving as early as possible. I mean, I've got a 10-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old daughter, and I taught them how to save years ago, right? Like, you can't save early enough. The more you save, the more money you're going to have to invest. And then what type of money are you investing in? Is it going to be money that you have to be taxed on when you turn 73? I don't know a whole lot of people that enjoy taking RMDs out. So you have to plan around that. But it's also making sure you're taking advantage of any tax-free monies that you could save into as well too. I would say those are the first 3 things that people really truly need to focus on in order to start saving, getting to the point where they're not Henry anymore, but they're just, okay, I'm a high earner and I got money now, right? So I would say those are the first 3 things. What things do you think are important?
Yeah, I think that's great, right? The reason you feel like a Henry is because you don't have the things off to the side that could supplement your income, right? So I love the thing that we do for clients when we essentially reverse engineer for them. And sometimes I do it kind of fast and they slow me down. They're like, whoa, where'd you just go right there?
Right.
They're sitting in my office and I'm like, hey, you can have $50,000 a year. And they're looking around like, how does he know that?
How did you do that?
Where did that come from? So, not only do you start saving, do you start building, but then you get into a place where your assets can replace your paycheck. So that's what gives you the confidence to say, I don't need to make as much money as I thought because my money makes money.
That's true. So you have to take the money that you've saved up because pensions are a blessing, but they're not around much anymore. And we have Social Security, but I don't know too many folks that can live just on that. And what it really comes down to is you have to take what you've saved up and turn that into your job, right? You need to turn that into your income stream. And oftentimes, Kyle, and I know you see this every day just like I do, you don't understand that you don't need as much money as you think in order to create those income streams that you need, right?
Well, there's a magic word right there. So if you're the younger person who's a Henry, well, you're going to need to build a budget.
That's right.
You may be wasting money on silly things.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Henry and you're in your 60s, that may be different. So I would say that you've got to build a budget as well. You need to understand, okay, how much money am I spending on my mortgage and when will it no longer encumber me? How much am I spending on food and is it changing?
So you're saying your financial economy, you have to treat it like a business.
Absolutely.
You have to treat it like a business. You got to know the inflows, you got to know the outflows, and if your inflows outperform your outflows, then you've got extra capital to invest, and that's how you gain wealth. Is you start spending less than what you're making, setting it off to the side, but also having that put to work for you. So that's growing on its own, and you're still saving. That's how you start understanding the powers of compounding interest, and that's the true secret.
And I think a lot of Henrys don't realize they're not a Henry.
That's true.
They don't realize yet that they were a Henry, but you're no longer a Henry. One of the best parts of my day is someone comes in my office and I can see the look on their face of, I'm going to run out of money. We talk about it all the time. Vanguard says 80% of those of you listening are worried about running out of money.
I see it every day.
Every day.
I think it's a waste of energy to worry about that. And the reason why is because, well, we talked about this, earlier. Approximately 43% of Americans over 50 haven't sat down with a retirement planner yet. And what they don't realize is that if they're just using the typical Wall Street model of stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, it's going to seem virtually impossible if you get a dividend portfolio putting out 3%. That's not cutting the mustard. So what you don't understand is, we're equipped with the tools to replace the functions of what bonds used to do and give you that robust income stream you need to supplement your Social Security and pensions if you're blessed enough to have one. Now, here's the other thing that people are worried about is I don't know if I can recreate my income. Number 2 is I don't want to drain my money down to zero.
That's right.
If you set the income plan up properly in a proper retirement plan, Kyle, and you do it so for instance, we call it the retirement red zone, right? The spirit being football season. That's the 5 years before and the 5 years after you retire. It's the most important financial decisions you're going to make throughout your life because you don't have enough innings to come back and fix it if you're wrong. But if you set up that income stream properly, oftentimes it doesn't take as much capital as you think, and which means there's money left over. And if you could set up an income stream that does not drain the principal down, and you've got leftover funds to invest, you can create an additional 60-40 or 70-30 portfolio. Take the income that you need, skim the yield off the top while not draining the principal down, and still grow your portfolio in retirement, which absolutely blows people's minds because they are all under the assumption that intellectually, when we stop working, we know the paycheck stops. So how do we make our money last, Kyle? We spend less of it. That ain't it.
That ain't
it. So you need to figure out how you're going to take your money and recreate your income. And here's the other thing that people also don't think about because they always whittle it down to the bare bones minimum. You need more money than you think in retirement for a couple of different reasons. One, idle hands, right? Because you're not working anymore. I got my wife retired 3 years ago and she spends more now because she's not working all the time. It's the same concept in retirement, but you also need to have a savings plan incorporated into your income plan. You are saving every 2 weeks while you're working, right? Yeah. Nothing changes in retirement. You need a way to accrue for things in retirement. So there's going to be another vehicle. There's going to be vacations. There's going to be a $10,000 curveball that God throws at you every single year. It's just part of getting older. Getting old ain't for sissies. And you need a way to accrue for those things in retirement. And here's the thing. If you're spending $10,000 a month after taxes and we get you $13,000 to $14,000 after taxes, you don't spend it, no problem. Now you have a way to put money into your emergency fund and you can, build up for the things later. Or if you want to live the life of Riley and go on a cruise, you can do that, and the money's coming back the next month too. So those are the concepts that you really want to focus on when you are thinking about income. And guess what, everybody? This is what we actually do every single day for people. If you need an income plan or you're 5 minutes or 5 years ahead of retirement, now's the time to put together a plan. Give us a call. We're happy to help you out. Complete your paycheck challenge. It is 404-341-6767. That's 404-341-6767. Or you can go online on unleashyourmoney.com and mash that button, replace your paycheck challenge. Give us a call or hop online. We're happy to get you in front of one of our great advisors, and we can get your financial future straight.
And that's what we do every single day. We help people build income plans. And then the other part of the income plan that you've got to focus into is going to be your Social Security plan and your tax plan, right? So these things affect the income that you're bringing in. It's not just what you have in income, it's how much of this you actually get to retain. We know that 22% of the U.S. population is dependent on government spending. We know that politicians are talking about things like not taxing us on Social Security. So do you have a plan for Social Security, right? You can take it at 62, which is early, or you can wait until 70. For many years as a financial advisor, I was talking to people about taking it as soon as they retired because we wanted to stretch their IRAs. Now we're coming back to clients and saying, for tax purposes, I want you to let it grow by 8%. Nice caveat, if you wait on your Social Security, each year that you wait, it grows by 8%. I want you to defer your Social Security because in that gap between 60 and 73, which is, as you said, the required minimum distribution age, in that gap, we want to start preparing your taxes to put you in a position where the taxes are lower. So it's not just an income plan. I think a lot of advisors will focus on the income, but it's also a income plan that focuses on taxes, regulation, and government spending. So understanding the ways in which those things connect to you, the ways in which they affect you, and then, of course, they're going to change. We've had conversations in the future about politicians rewriting the tax laws and politicians changing in the middle of a budget bill the way in which Social Security operates. So it's a moving target. We understand, we empathize, but this is what we do every single day. Help you navigate this and make the right decisions to retain and keep as much of your income as you can.
Kyle, you nailed it right on the head. So, okay, here's what we're going to do for the listeners today, okay? We want to make sure you have that full financial plan and income plan. If you've done the saving, let us help you do the planning. Let Hoffman Financial Group show you what it looks like and design a plan that's specifically for you and your family. This is at no cost and no obligation to even become a client. What does this include? This includes an income plan, protection rotation strategy, tax strategy, like you just said, Social Security strategy, and estate planning. We do this at no cost, and we'll do this for the first 10 callers today. Give us a call, 404-341-6767. That's 404-341-6767. Or you can go online to unleashyourmoney.com.
Eric Johnson and Kyle Allyn are investment advisor representatives of Brookstone Wealth Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor and affiliate of Brookstone Capital Management, LLC. BWA and Hoffman Financial Group are affiliated under common ownership. Registered investment advisors and investment advisor representatives act as fiduciaries for all of our investment management clients. We have an obligation to act in the best interest of our clients and to make full disclosures of any conflicts of interest. Please refer to our firm brochure, the ADV2A, page 4, for additional information. The Hoffman Financial Group and WSB are not affiliated. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. This information should not be considered tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a professional specializing in the field of tax, legal, accounting, or investments regarding the applicability of this information for their situation. Any client experiences discussed during the show are unique to that client. They are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments will fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Any comments regarding safe and secure products and guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products. They do not refer in any way to securities or investment advisory products. Fixed insurance and annuity product guarantees are subject to the claims paying ability of the issuing company and are not offered by Brookstone. Index or fixed annuities are not designed for short-term investments and may be subject to caps, restrictions, fees, and surrender charges as described in the annuity contract. Please refer to our firm brochure, the ADV2A Item 4, for additional information. Hoffman Financial Group is not affiliated with or endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Insurance licensed in Georgia, number 163546.